Welcome, viewer, once again, wherever you are. This is your sports show, Ltn Sports. We say this is arena of sports where you get so much in terms of the sporting activities that go on around the world. As usual, we sit here to discuss, dissect, review, and even inform about matters football, matters volleyball, all sports that are actually happening. And, I've had the honor of hosting again Mr. Lodvik Duda, who for a long time has been with us in this and giving us so much information. First and foremost, I also want to congratulate our very own Faith Kipyegon for trying to run under 4 minutes in Paris. Yes, she didn't make it, but the intention was clear. The purpose was right. And keep faith that it is going to happen one day, one time. Yes, I still believe that you're the one who will give us that kind of record when the time comes. Just keep working hard on it, because Kipchoge Eliud also gave us no man is limited, and I know no woman is also limited in this. Thank you very much, and welcome, Mr. Lodvik Duda.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I know you might have watched Faith do her thing in Paris, and she missed the target by some...
I think 6 seconds or something.
6 microseconds, something like that, yeah.
Yes.
Which was quite a very nice show. The scientific analysis that was put in it, the endurance, the purpose, the planning, everything seemed so meticulous. But yes, it is a human trial, and I know one day, one time she will be there. What do you say, or what would you tell Faith at this particular moment?
I think kudos to Faith for giving it your best. That is all as a result of one, having faith, the way she's called Faith.
Faith, she does so much faith.
Yes, that with good efforts, discipline, anything is possible in this world. I mean, technology and diet and everything else is the key word to enhancing the extra potential of all the sports athletes, whether they are in athletics or they are in these other sports disciplines.
I watched, and I was so impressed to see very many whites support Faith in Paris. It was like a world mission that human beings wanted to do something that was special against time, and it was man against time, or human beings against time. But then the kind of support was euphoric, the kind of fans behind her, the noise around the stadium. It was such an eccentric moment.
Well, that is the true spirit of sports, in sports, there are no racial, ethnic, or cultural, barriers.
Yeah.
In sports, we are one and the same thing.
It's achievement.
It's an achievement, per se.
That's nice. I also saw Eliud Kipchoge. The no man is a limited legend, who also went there to lend a hand of support to a sister, and it gave me a feeling of proper patriotism. It felt so nice to be a Kenyan at that particular time, seeing Eliud Kipchoge there, just going to give a hand and support a sister in a very, very far much land in Paris. This was nice.
Well, to me, I look at it much more, widely, that at the end of the day, they were all athletes, irrespective of, where faith comes from. Coincidentally, they are all Kenyans, and coincidentally, they come from the same ethnic background. But that notwithstanding, I think the most important thing that was being exhibited out there by the legend Kipchoge was that we are all athletes.
Sportsmanship.
Yes.
Definitely, that's good. And Faith, keep on the faith. Don't despair. We know you will give us what we want, and indeed you will again get into the history books as one of those people who made it happen in the world of sports. Now we shift again back home now, and we want to look at what happened over the weekend. And yes, we have Mozartbet champions Nairobi United. They call themselves Nai Boys. Nai Boys actually stand the mighty Kogalo before a multitude of fans at Ulinzi Complex. Just take us up to speed. What was their doing and what was their undoing of Gor Mahia?
Well, as usual in any given football match, they must be a winner, a loser. And it happened that on Sunday at the Ulinzi Complex grounds, Nairobi United, now popularly referred to as the Nai Boys, emerged victorious. It was a final match, a cup final match, and we had to get somebody to emerge victorious because whoever won, whoever was meant to win that match on that very day would get the latitude of representing the country in the forthcoming 2025-2026 CAF Confederations Cup tournament. And it so happened that it was Nairobi United. I did mention here last week that the team that shall have prepared well and taken their chances would emerge the winner. And that is exactly what happened on Sunday. I believed, I watched the match, and I believe that somehow on the day, Nairobi United players played with a purpose, and for moments they basically reduced the mighty Gor Mahia players to, second fiddle. And they knew what they wanted, and they came for it, and they got it.
Now, looking at the whole scenario, even their goals that were scored, the goals actually were spectacular goals. Meaning these people, like you say, came here properly prepared, because I look at the goals. Goal number one was a very nice bicycle kick that caught the goalkeeper unawares. The second one was a long shot that again went in from a distance that you would expect a defender or somebody to intercept or do something about it. But as it is, nothing happened. Now Gor Mahia was left to chase the game, which they tried to chase in vain, had even a penalty that was saved, and it was a bad day in office.
Well, like I said before, Nairobi United players are psyched for the day, and kudos also to their coach, who realized that he was putting up, against a formidable outfit,
Nicholas Moyoti.
Nicholas Moyoti. He read the game well from a technical perspective. I think he realized that the mainstay of Gor Mahia, originated from the midfield, and that is where he dealt the big blow, because for the entire 90 minutes, I think Gor Mahia's lead striker on the day, Benson Omala, Ucheng Omala, hardly made any impact. And you could see the towering defenders were more or less at home, because once the Gor Mahia's midfield was destroyed, the defense resorted to, releasing high balls in an attempt to get Omala, or to get the balls to Omala. But the defenders had already realized that if that becomes the type of play which was going to be exhibited by Gor Mahia, then it was chicken feed for them. And they executed exactly, according to the plan. Now, two, those goals were very intelligently scored. I mean, it takes an intelligent player to realize that I can use this kind of skills to be able to execute what I want at this particular moment. What I mean exactly is that look at the first goal. The player had time, had room, and he looked at the positioning of Gor Mahia defenders as well as the goalkeeper, and he knew if he tried whatever the skill that he had honed, because that was not a fluke goal, yeah. So that kind of a bicycle's kick usually takes defenders and even the goalkeeper by surprise, and exactly that is what happened on that day. Come the second goal, you could see that already the dominance at the midfield, had been taken a notch higher by the Nairobi United players. So once again, it was an intelligent player who could have, used the opportunity like that player. He realized that, wait a minute, where is the goalkeeper and where are the defenders? What is their positioning? So the expectation probably was that he was going to make a move and give out a pass. But he did realize that, one, the goalkeeper was already out of his goal line, and therefore, if the angle which he was going to cover, yeah, was already widened, and it gave the player the opportunity to, unleash the shot from the distance which he did. And there was nothing the goalkeeper was going to do. Yeah. So out of all that, I believe Nairobi United players, they knew what they came for that particular match.
They did the assignments
Properly well. And of course, the technical bench also, read the game so well. They knew exactly what the weaknesses that they saw, within the Gor Mahia side, and they took advantage of those weaknesses.
Well, before we go to their capacity to represent Kenya now at the conference, let's look at Gor Mahia. It's a lethargic season, not convincing season, a season of ups and downs. Games, losing games that perhaps should not be lost, and just losing everything, and the vibe got off. Exactly, where did the wheels go off for this team this season? Because going down to the likes of Nairobi, though Nairobi United has been a giant killer. Kakamega Homeboys were once beaten inside there, Tusker and the rest. So, but then teams that went to relegation, like Nairobi City Stars and all this, Gor Mahia didn't perform this season as is expected of them. Much as they had the best players in Alpha, they have the national team players level, people like Austin, Sylvester. All these guys are people who have international experience. Just how do you summarize their performance this time?
Well, you could have individual players like we have in Gor Mahia, but you might not have a team, right? I think, one, I remember having made a comment last year in Dar es Salaam during the Kagame Cup that come the 2024-2025 season, Gor was going to struggle. For a team to do well consistently, we must first and foremost ensure that we have a philosophy that any player, any member of the technical bench subscribes to. Unfortunately, I'm being very brutally honest, we lack such kind of a philosophy in the current Gor Mahia.
Now, do we blame the management, the technical bench, or the playing unit for this, or all of them together?
I think we should learn lessons, right, for what has been taking place for the past 2-3 years. That does not absolve it from the fact that despite that we have won, or Gor Mahia has won the league previously on back-to-back for the past 2 seasons, does not give any credence against what I am talking about. Because even in those 2 seasons that they eventually managed to end up as champions, you could see that the margins with which they were winning, the matches were paltry 1-0, at most probably 2-1, which is not what some of us know about Gor Mahia from the Aeon years when we grew up watching Gor Mahia until when we also had an opportunity to serve in the various capacities that we have been able to serve at the club. So we ought to have started, a recovery program, which unfortunately we never did because of the pressure that we usually want a quick fix. It is unfortunate that kind of an attitude has led us to where we are, or where the team is. But all is not lost. I believe that the performance that we have seen, particularly this year, is a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call to the team management. It is a wake-up call to the fans. It is a wake-up call to the players, particularly to those who will have the opportunity to remain, some of whom I gather that their contracts are ending, and it will require, the discretion of the executive together with the technical bench to, see what to do, whether to retain some of them or whether to replace them with some of new talents around. But all in all, it's been a bad season, from all quarters, from where I sit. And I think, therefore, that there needs to be a real opportunity to soul search and to ensure that we do have, everybody else, right from the chairman and his entire executive committee, putting their heads together. It does not really mean that they cannot also have an opportunity to bring on board some of guys with experience in respective areas, to help them also ensure that we have an opportunity to rejuvenate Gor Mahia, so that in the next 1 or 2, probably 2 to 3 years, they can get back to what they are known for continentally.
Yeah, we gather that right now there is a possibility or that the entire technical bench has been sent packing, and maybe more would be sent packing in the process. Is it the best way to go for Gor Mahia?
Well, I mean, football is about results, yeah? And we find that if there are no results, then it's foolhardy for people to continue being there. I mean, they have had an opportunity, they've not delivered the desired results, and I think it's also an opportunity to give, other people to try. This is not the first time it is happening, and I believe it will not be the last time it is happening. But I believe that whoever is responsible, particularly the executive committee of the club, should not be in a hurry to just pick anybody else. For instance, I have been monitoring the progress of the clubs in Tanzania, particularly the top 2 clubs in Tanzania, and why they all of a sudden are not the weeping boys whenever they meet, the giants clubs coming from the northern part of Africa. You will definitely see that somehow, both Simba and Yanga of late have decided to, bring on board certain professionals of the Arab origin into their teams, either the coaches or the fitness trainers or analysts or something like that. And I believe that has given them an edge, or something that now makes them, perform almost at par against the likes of Alali, the likes of Berkane, the likes of Belouizdad, the Wydad. I mean, we see the results which are there now. Yeah, okay. So I believe that the executive should take time, look at all this, be able to set up or put in place a more professionally oriented technical bench with a clear philosophy where we need to have the club begin its new journey for rejuvenation.
Well, back to Nairobi United, they are going to a level they've never been at all, at all, at all. No experience, no feeling, no nothing. What would their journey be like?
I think it is a good experience for the young boys that nothing is impossible. This is the second team coming from the lower tier leagues to have won a knockout tournament. Mathare United having been the first way back in 1998. And of course, they did not progress, to the group stages, but they had a feel, and that gave Mathare United, a good feel that, in fact, everything was possible. And for quite some time, Mathare United has been a force to reckon with, even in the domestic league. Having had the foundation, by some of those former top players, the Kimanzis of this world, the Odedes of this world, mention them, yeah. So Nairobi United, of course, they have a chance now to participate in the first preliminary matches. They have about 2 months now. The first matches of the preliminary stages, I believe, will kick off somewhere from 12th of September. So they have about 2 months to put everything in perspective. Now, 2 months it's ample time, It's ample time. They will have to spruce up the team, get a little bit of experience into that team, coupled with the energy of the young boys. They are there to learn. And now that they are going to participate in the 2025-2026 Elite League of Kenya, it is a good motivation,
It's a good pre-season for them. Well, and I think going by the way they showed their character, the way they've played, there might be a force to reckon with in the Premier League next season, because they've whipped Premier League teams through to the finals. Yeah, we know Homeboys suffered in their hands, Gor Mahia suffered in their hands, other Premier League teams as well. So I know, really, this is a formidable opposition that is coming, much as they couldn't be inexperienced, but they've got the drive to do it.
Well, having emerged victorious at the second tier league, the National Super League level, I believe it is much more rigorous down there than it is at the Premier League. One, the number of matches at the second tier league surpasses the number of matches being played at the Premier League by about 4, 5, or 6 matches. Secondly, the teams that participate in the National Super League are almost dotted all over the country. So they have had different experiences, even in terms of environmental, changes, pitch variances, and things like fatigue to deal with. And for them to have, given out such kind of a stunning performance during their 2024-2025 Super League season means that they only need to tweak a little bit, get a few, experienced players into the outfit, and if they build from there, then they need to do first thing. The first things first is that they need to participate in the 2025-2026 season to remain in the season, to remain in the league, I beg your pardon. Yeah? We have seen in the past teams qualifying from the Super League but cannot compete and remain in the league and their deep performance in the top tier league. So with what is going to happen, and of course I believe that they are not wanting in terms of resources, more so given that both the Governor Sakaja's foundation as well as the county government of Nairobi backing them. It's also an added advantage because in most instances clubs suffer, lack of adequate finances impairs, the sustainability of some of these clubs, particularly when they now get into the league. Secondly, having qualified to participate in the CAF CC come the next season will also come with some goodies from CAF. I believe there's about $65,000 or something that will be advanced to the team
for participation,
for preparations, yeah, to participate. But should they make it to the group stages, then of course qualifying to the group stages will also come with some assistance in terms of funds for further preparations and honoring of the matches that will ensue.
So we want to just from this point feel and wish Naiboys all the best in that assignment, because it's going to be big, as we say and as we know, it's not going to be easy, but it's doable anyway. So because you're carrying the Kenyan flag, all Kenyans will be behind you, and Kenya Police to do the duty on behalf of Kenyan football. And nothing would be easy, but yes, nothing again is impossible. As we run down the program, I'd love to hear what's your observation about the playoffs right now, currently going on between Naivas and Posta FC. Posta beat them in the first leg 2-0, and it's football again. Nothing is said until 90 minutes is done. Is Posta surviving and remaining in the league, or the Naivas team would pull a surprise?
Well, one, I think part of the recommendations that need to carry the day, as already floated by the Federation, is to do away with this nonsense of third playoff. We ought to adopt a system where we say like 3 teams are being relegated and 3 teams are being promoted. Why am I saying what I'm saying? I mean, if it is already known that 3 teams are to be relegated at the end of the season, it will ensure competitiveness in the league. If it is known that the 3 teams will be promoted to the Premier League, it will also enhance the level of competitiveness in the Super League. Now, once the 2 leagues, the top tier and the second tier league, are competitive enough, and it means definitely that we are also going to start producing quality players whom, when enlisted in our national team, yeah, whether in the national B team, which participates in CHAN, and or the Olympic team, the under-23, we will start building blocks from such kind of engagements. So back to whether Posta, already having won the first leg 2-0, gives them one hand back into the Premier League. And I think unlike Naivas, who need to beat Posta 3-0 today, or force a 2-0 for them to either go for
An
extra time
post-match
or to
penalties.
post-match penalties, the odds basically lies with Posta Rangers.
Well, Pamzo, my friend, the work is well cut out, and I know Naivas are also chasing this glory. Nobody wants to be left behind, and that's the goodness of this sport. Yes, it has been your show that takes us every moment, LTN Sports Plus, and nowhere again you will get this kind of analysis, this kind of stories about sports and football. It's said the way it is. It's done with a lot of intelligence, so much input, and from people who actually understand what they're talking about in terms of football. Thank you very much, Bwana CEO, for showing up once again, and thank you for the insights as well. We say that, you know, here at the sports arena, there's nothing that you will miss, no moment, no nothing. So please always keep it here, even for stories that touch on other sports. Don't go away. Next time again when we meet, we shall call you up to show up and be part of this very interesting program. My name is Nico Kel. I've been your host for this program this day. I say thank you very much.